Are you ready? I said, are you ready? You are listening to Voice of the Fans Sportscast, brought to you by none other than the voices of the fans. Discussing football, basketball, news, trending topics. The one-stop shop for all things sports. Voice of the Fans Sportscast. Hosted by none other than Ben Swift Reynolds, Taylor Gatwood, 100% RC, Professor Damian Flowers, and Tyler Wright. Voice of the Fans Sportscast.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Voice of the Fans Sportscast. I'm your host, Ben Swift Reynolds, and today's lineup we have 100% RC, Devin Dillon, and Neil from Voice of the Fans Canada. What's up, guys?
What's up, fellas? How y'all doing?
Doing good. Man, I've been irritated for the last hour. Well, I was irritated for most of the day too. Y'all trying to listen to sports talk radio, and all I'm hearing about where's LeBron going? You know, did LeBron where LeBron going? Did it get leaked? All this jazz. Then they in the middle of a baseball game, they asked Bryce Harper what he think about LeBron maybe coming to Philly. I'm like, I'm so over this, man.
So is he going to Philly?
Who knows? I know he been dragging this out. He know what he's doing, man. It's just like I say, he's dragging it out. He want the attention. So like I said, I've been irritated. I've been trying to listen to some real sports, and now I'm hearing about LeBron. LeBron this, LeBron that.
I think he ends up in Cleveland.
Going back to
Cleveland.
That's where I would want him to go to.
Who knows, man? Who knows? But before we start the show, we lost a dear friend to the show, Poegosi. He passed away. I want to say before the 4th of July. So we dedicating the show to our good friend Poegosi. If you knew him, man, he was always supporting the show. Shoot, if he didn't even know you that well, he was still showing you love and showing you support in the comments. Mm-hmm. Every time I talked about my goals and dreams, he was always backing me up 100%. And like, if you ever knew Poe, if he told you about something, you're like, man, you can do it, man. You got it. Like, you're gonna get there. Like, he was always positive and always bringing the laughs. So we dating this episode to Poegosi. Shout out to him. Rest up, man. All right. Let's dive into it, shall we?
Mm-hmm.
Let me put my list of topics. All right. So we know Brown went to the 76ers. Tatum's is now with the Celtics. And a lot of people wondering, like, what's going through Tatum's mind? Is he ready to go? Now he knows this is his team. He don't got to worry about, Brown being upset about, whatever's going on in the facility or off the court. I want to start with you, Neil. Who do you think has the more, I want to say, more has to prove it more this coming up, next season in the NBA, Brown or Tatum?
To me, man, the answer is clearly Jason Tatum to me. A few reasons for that. So, I mean, the Celtics chose this path. Clearly, when you trade a guy that's smack dab in the middle of his prime, coming off one of his best statistical seasons, they're going to turn around and say, well, we did it for the good of the team. Well, Paul George don't make that much less money. What's really the draw here if you're trying to contend, right? It's like They clearly thought that Brown was an overrated player. But Brown last year still led this team to 53 to 50, somewhere in the 50s, mid 50s wins. They went out in the first round. I get that, but when they say this is the type of change we're making, they're basically saying we got Jason Tatum and we don't need Jaylen Brown. We could do what Jaylen Brown did last year, replace him with Tatum, and be better off for it in the near term because they are contending now. These guys got finite windows. Derek White and Jason Tatum as well, So they're not really playing with too much time here. They got to still be on the competitive pathway. So, Brown has done everything that you could ask in Boston. He's won a finals MVP. And, I don't know if you guys have heard this stuff, but there's a lot of this talk about how analytics show Jaylen Brown as an overrated player, that he doesn't really make his teammates much better. He's inefficient. The lack of three-point shooting efficiency is not how Boston, the way that they play. They're one of the top three-point shooting teams in the league, attempts-wise. They live and die by the three more than any other contender in anyways, So Brown didn't really fit that mold. He wasn't a great passer, although he did average a career high in assists last year. But at the end of the day, the other thing is that analytics don't capture everything. They're not the same as the eye test. And the eye test, to me, I'm still old school. I think the eye test is worth quite a bit. And, when you break down the fact that, he won finals MVP, not because of his offensive production, but because he guarded Luka damn near the whole series. So I don't know how much it's accounting for that. Can Jason Tatum do something like that? Could he guard the other team's best player night in, night out? Can he play consistently 70-plus games like Brown does every single year? The availability is also a very important thing here. But nevertheless, they chose that path. And I think none of the pressure really is on Brown at this point. When he goes to a team in Philly where, they got Embiid, they got Maxey. I think more pressure is on those guys because they're the Philly guys. And Maxey's got a real, they're calling him, a borderline top 10 player in the league. That's his ceiling. And he's the one that's got to prove that. He doesn't have a championship. He's never been past the second round. He's had his moments for sure, and he's a damn good player. But, he's got a lot left to prove. Embiid, he's got a lot to prove, as we all know. Brown's done his thing for many years. He's a Hall of Famer even if he retires today. But they made this move with Tatum, choosing Tatum over Brown, clearly valuing, Tatum, and who is a great player. I'm not going to deny that. He is a great player, and I do think he's a better player than Jaylen Brown. But he's really got something to prove this year because of the decision that Boston has made.
Yeah, I totally agree when they went all in on Tatum, when they said that he was the guy by trading away Brown, then that definitely put all the weight on Tatum because of the whole situation. They got rid of a guy who's a 3-and-D guy. He scores the ball, play defense, defends, but if I'm Tatum, I'm definitely looking like, dang, I got to come with it because Brown proven that he can do it without Tatum. Brown got to the Celtics organization before Tatum. So when you watching another guy's success, I don't know about you, I'm thinking to myself like, dang, like maybe he don't need me. Like maybe, he can carry a team by himself and everything. So it shows you that Tatum, it's time to put up. It's time to get to work and work on his craft and stop taking bad shots. For a guy to be 6'9", he take the stupidest shots I ever seen. Like, why you're not getting closer to the paint to score? Which was what Brown MO. Brown got to the rim. He got to the mid range, and he was way more efficient in that area. So Tatum's gotta refine his game, and maybe that's why he got injured. He taking all them jump shots, man. It does something to your body, man, year after year. So it's definitely gonna be interesting. I kind of want to know. I wish Tatum would make a statement so I can know where his head is at. But I know he's that quiet guy. He's not gonna say anything. He's just gonna get to work. RC, what you think?
Can y'all hear me now?
Yeah, we can.
So they actually spoke with Tatum at the ESPYs and asked him his opinion on some stuff. And, he's chill. He's not really gonna give a lot of anything. He basically took the high road and talked about their years of playing together. But I think to me, it's that whole, a player saying this is my team thing is overrated. I think you need good players to win. They should have stayed together, kept them together. I don't think that was the issue. I don't think that's why Boston got rid of Brown. I think Boston was tired of the antics, the post game streaming, you know, all the political stuff, all the outside stuff, all the tech stuff. They wanted somebody to just be the face of the league, face of their team, and just play basketball. And that's not where athletes are at today. Some teams can handle it, some teams can't. And so they got rid of him. Tatum is not like Brown. He's kind of comes to work, does his job, and go home. You don't even know what he's got going on. You don't hear from him after you leave basketball. So I think that's what it was. But I think Tatum will be fine. I think Brown will be fine. It's going to make for a good rivalry. Only thing is, I think Tatum's coming off of injury, an Achilles, which I had that you're never the same player. It's a very tough injury, and he has to understand that if I'm going to management, I'm saying, man, I need help. I'm still needing help. I mean, you don't win championships by yourself. But I think Philly's going to be really good, really tough, can guard, can switch everything, can very, very well probably be one of the best defensive teams in the league. So it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out. But, I like both of them. We'll see how it goes.
Right, it will, because that's gonna be when they play against each other. All eyes gonna be on that game.
Yeah, Jaylen Brown's going after him.
Right, and you already know what the narrative is gonna be. If Tatum come out and lose, like, the question gonna come up: did they get rid of the wrong player? That type of jazz. You already know how the media gonna spin it. So it's gonna be interesting when them two go head to head. How much the media is gonna fuel that fire, fuel that not hate, but that rivalry. They gonna.
The NBA
Yeah, go ahead.
NBA is about them dollars, so that they're already pocketing this in as the first Christmas game. It's going to be Philly at Boston. Jaylen Brown return game going to be on Christmas. I mean, I don't know. I don't have any insight into that. I just think like that is, NBA is not going to miss that type of opportunity.
Mm-hmm. No way. I already see the headline now: Brown versus Tatum. Yeah, like heavyweight matchup. Brown, not 76ers versus Celtics. Brown versus Tatum, heavyweight matchup. Must see TV.
Yep. I agree.
All right, Devin, man, what are your thoughts? Who has more of the pressure, Brown or Tatum?
I'm gonna agree with you and Neil. It's definitely got to be Tatum, and honestly, I don't think it's particularly that close. Jaylen Brown's kind of already proved a lot, winning a Finals MVP. Tatum still has questions surrounding him, even after winning a championship. He's supposed to be this franchise player. Tatum isn't just judged against Jaylen Brown, though. He's judged against Giannis, Luka, Shai Alexander, and even now Anthony Edwards. So he's got a lot to compete against here. But I think Brown stole some of that spotlight, even though Boston won the championship, Brown walked away with that MVP. So
right. Yeah, exactly. Brown walked away with
that injury. We know we all don't play the same after an injury.
Right.
Sam over TikTok, he said Brown's feel betrayed by Boston, so he's gonna come back with a vengeance. And yeah, he's the type of player that carries that chip. He welcomes it. So hey, like I said, it's gonna be must-see TV. I can't wait for that.
I hope that Brown, though, he had some talk, on his Twitch stream, things like that, when he said, like, this is the funnest year of my career. I mean, you can read between the tea leaves. The funnest year of his whole career is the 1 year he didn't have Tatum with him. Obviously there's something there, but I think he just really enjoyed being like the top scorer, having just like, green light all the time, could kind of just do his thing. No matter how inefficient he may have been, he put up the stats. So I don't want to see him go back to that this year. I want to see him become more of a team player. Forget the stats, man, because if Philly can be a selfless team, then they can be a championship contender. But if he's out there taking away from Maxey in the wrong way, not giving it to Maxey in the right way, and same thing with VJ Edgecombe, there is a lot that these guys will need to sacrifice collectively to be able to do anything. And we're going to see what type of mindset these guys really have.
You definitely going to see it. Especially because they're the 76ers have stars on their team. And I want to see how Jay Brown going to come into the locker room, how he going to integrate himself. That's going to be the main thing. I think it's not him playing against him versus Tatum. I think it's him versus the 76ers locker room, how he going to fit himself into that. I think that's the biggest obstacle for a player of his status is how you going to, improve those guys and also be a team player at the same time. So NBA, they cooking this shit. They cooking this offseason already. Like I said, we still waiting on Bron decision, which, like I said, it's been irritating me all day. I saw what was the headline I saw? I think it was the ESPN that leaked LeBron to the Warriors, or was that Yahoo? It was somebody. It was some sports.
Oh, it was Steve Kerr.
Publication.
Some fan asked Steve Kerr when he was passing by in his truck, and he said something about LeBron, and Steve Kerr answered back, "We got him." Now, who knows, what that really means, or if he was fooling around and just, saying whatever. But, that's something. Draymond did a recruiting tour with him. That's something. I mean, Steph and LeBron, that'd be kind of cool.
It really isn't hard for Draymond to recruit LeBron because they're friends. They're close friends. That's a weird dynamic. LeBron going to Golden State is going to be the equivalent of him going to the Lakers. It'll be like Magic Johnson going to the Celtics, Isaiah Thomas going to the Bulls. I mean, why would you do that? Mm-hmm. And it's just that's the direct indication that he needs to retire because now he's, I said on the last show he's played with everybody but Kevin Durant, James Harden, and God. There's no one else left for him to play with. I don't understand. Go play with your kids, man. At this point, we're over it. We're over it.
Maybe Draymond still feels he needs payback for that Game 5 of the 2016 Finals. He got himself suspended off LeBron's.
Yeah.
See, that's why I don't understand when they say LeBron's a GOAT because people are tired of him. Like, those Laker fans, like, yeah, they were cheering. They're like, yeah, he's gone. Even Brian Scott came out like, yo, like, if you have LeBron, you still ain't going to win. You do have LeBron, you still not going to win. So, I know Brian Scott I want to call it beef, but, he never been the biggest LeBron fan. But they right. I mean, at this point in age, what are you trying to do? You saying you having fun? That don't even make sense. LeBron was never like, I'm trying to have fun. He like, I'm just trying to catch Jordan. So they don't even register right there. I'm just looking to have fun in my last year.
So this is my issue with LeBron fans because there is a group of fans that only like him and follow him wherever he goes. They say that the Lakers were horrible before LeBron gets there. Okay, this is facts. Anything post Kobe, we overpaid Kobe his last few years. But what they forget is all those young players we got rid of for LeBron James to be comfortable because you don't like playing with rookies. You don't like playing with LaMelo Ball. Was it LaMelo Ball? It was not LaMelo Ball. It was Lonzo Ball.
Lonzo, yeah.
So you had Lonzo, Ingram, Josh Hart, D'Angelo Russell, Randall Clark. All those kids were on that team. He got rid of them to get older players. But we didn't start winning anything until we got Anthony Davis. See, that's what LeBron fans don't understand. We didn't win anything until we got Anthony Davis. If we don't get Anthony Davis, we weren't going to win anything. And then once Anthony Davis started to break down, we didn't win anything after that. So it wasn't LeBron that brought us the championship. It was Anthony Davis because that's when you saw my guy Joker start to trend upwards. He was ascending, man. That series in that bubble, if we don't have Anthony Davis, we get beat. So yes, Anthony Davis. It's Anthony Davis that saved the Lakers.
And what's so funny is the Warriors still trying to make a trade for AD. They trying to figure something out to acquire him. And it's, just let it go, man. The Warriors, if they do get AD, they do give him a huge boost. It all depends on if he stay healthy. But the Heat, the West is just deep. Now I heard this analyst say that if LeBron goes to Timberwolves, it's an automatic championship.
No,
Neil, you shaking your head. What you think about that statement?
That's crazy.
That's crazy, man. Yeah, I mean, LaMelo Ball is an is an entertaining young player, but we don't know if he's a winner yet. He's never been a winner, and I think Anthony Edwards is a very very nice player, but I don't know how much he is a dog or a Mamba mentality type cat. I don't know if he has that peak Mamba mentality yet. He's not there yet. He still has a little bit of immaturity, all that type of thing. Now, I do like that team the fit wise, but I would never say that that's an automatic championship. Actually, none of these teams that LeBron is thinking about are automatic in any way with him. Minnesota is a nice fit, though, and I really like Denver as well. Um, but the thing that annoys me about LeBron, man, is that he knew what he is doing here. Him and Rich Paul, man, they made damn sure that he was going to be the last free agent left. Everyone's off to the side now, and he's kind of milking this story. He's milking the exposure for his whatever he's doing here. He's kind of just milking it for all it's worth, and he's done this throughout his career. He's put his name in the GOAT conversation. Jordan never did that. He's milked every single ounce of publicity. Jordan really didn't do that. He stayed on the side. He was there because everyone wanted to see him and all the endorsements and all that, but LeBron puts himself there. He's not naturally in there. And I don't know, something about that just smells like you're tooting your own horn a little too much. I do think obviously he's top 3 player of all time, but it's just one of those things that separate the two guys from me. Jordan's my GOAT still to this day.
It just the whole LeBron, the oral LeBron, it just don't sit well with me. Cause I know his antics, so it just throws me all off. Devin, so Pat Riley said that he landed his plane, but they plan on landing another plane. Who you think he's talking about? Who do you see coming in for the Heat that can help him like right the ship?
Pat Riley says he isn't done yet, and I think Pat Riley has definitely been able to earn that respect that we know he's not done, but you got to give him the benefit of the doubt. But this is probably going to be the toughest challenge of his career right here that he's going into. He doesn't have any first round picks. He doesn't have anything to give away. He doesn't have the young talent to send off to get somebody bigger and better. It's kind of like he's played all his chips and showed his cards. So I'm curious to see what he plans on trying to bring to Miami, because I don't think he has enough to bring LeBron there one more time again. But crazier things have happened.
Yeah, I'm curious because it sounds like it's a little bit fish, and I'm just coming through the league. I mean, Ja already been traded. He was sent to Portland, and who else is on? I mean, that's really nobody else I can think of. Kawhi traded got vetoed, not vetoed, but hit on pause because of the whole money situation. So I was like, maybe KD, maybe he's working up something for KD. I mean, they'll give him another mid-range score to go with Giannis. I mean, that would be a crazy team if you saw it hit the court. Neil, what's your thoughts?
Oh man, I really don't know, but I think like that's going to be a much smaller plane. Let's put it that way. That's going to be a commercial. They're going to fly. You're going to bring them in economy, and it's probably going to be someone like Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, maybe some of these older vets that still have something to offer, shooting, defense, leadership, veteran, savvy. But I can't think of nobody that's young that's going to really carry, let's say, the team when Giannis inevitably misses some games, because he's kind of, the way that he's played his whole career, he's kind of becoming one of these vets that sort of has a prime a little bit earlier than other superstars and peaks a little bit earlier as well. I feel like the rest of his career may be marred by some injury problems just because he's put so many miles and like serious weight on the way that he plays. He's not a smooth Curry type player that can just kind of weave and finesse everything. He's a power player through and through, and that takes its toll on a guy. So he's, I think, a little bit older than his body and age might suggest, and they're going to need somebody that can carry a little bit of the load when he's not there, because right now you take Giannis out of there, they're losing to most teams in the league with what they got left over, so they better get something and someone that can actually be an alpha, because otherwise they're not really doing nothing worth talking about a second plane.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, for what they right now they don't have any shooters. I mean, they're a great defending team, but nothing outside the 3-point line. RC, who do you think Pat Riley is targeting? When you say he got another plane landing, somebody on TikTok said it's DeMar DeRozan.
Well, all of these teams, everybody's putting energy out there, putting misinformation out there. That's LeBron. Everybody want to seem like they're getting LeBron. I mean, everybody wants to. They're trying to court this 42-year-old basketball player. It's the funniest, craziest thing ever. I think the teams. I think it may be like you said, DeMar DeRozan or maybe James Harden, something like that. But if LeBron does go to Miami, it's a good fit because LeBron will be able to have the ball in his hands. Giannis, if he goes to Philly, I don't know where he fits there because I mean the ball is going to be in Maxey hand. But far as Miami, Giannis ain't going to play point guard, and Bam's not going to play point guard. So LeBron can play point guard. So it'll be a good fit and also be a good story too because one of the teams he played for. But DeRozan goes there. It's a log jam because all those guys you got Giannis and you got a Bam who likes to play on the block as well. So and this guy plays within the 15-foot range. So I don't know. I really don't care. Like I said, I believe Miami's gonna be okay, but they're not. They don't have any depth. They don't have any wing players that scare me. So we'll see how it goes. I mean, I think I would have rather seen Giannis in Boston than Miami because Pat Riley runs the weirdest program down there here, in the 2026, and he's still trying to act like it's the 85 Lakers with no Magic Johnson. So, hey, I don't know who it is, but if it's DeRozan, it's still an older player that can't save you from anything. So we'll see.
We definitely will see. And like I said, I don't think there's nobody that gonna move the ship for him.
No.
So I think Pat Riley just talking, he just happy that he have Giannis, and he probably promising Giannis all the other things like, yeah, man, we're gonna bring another guy. Just wait, just Milwaukee had Giannis, screaming along. So Pat Riley, he probably doing the same thing to next year or something.
No, but it'd be funny if the next plane
we brought you. Oh, what you say?
I was just gonna say it'd be funny if the next plane they bring in was Thanasis coming off that thing.
Right. That would be funny.
That's the next plane landing right there.
Because I told you we're bringing a second plane.
Oh man, that'll be hilarious. All right. Oh, we brought you by Butt Up Energy. If you're feeling down, you need a little pick me up. It give you focus, energy, performance, no crash. Like some of these energy drinks, man. It's fueled by energy, driven by passion. So go to your local CVS or Walgreens to find Butt Up, and you will not be disappointed. I bet ask Neil, do they have a Walgreens and CVS in Canada? All right, so Neil, do y'all have Walgreens and CVS in Canada? Is that
No, we don't.
Okay.
We do not have Walgreens and CVS, man. We got Shoppers Drug Mart and Superstore.
Superstore? Nah, okay.
Yeah, the real Canadian Superstore. But we got, we got Walmart, we got Walmart. I mean, yeah, that's what we got.
That's it.
I'm making it sound pretty sad, but we got our things.
We got stuff. Just know that we got stores. All right, man. We're gonna move on to some NFL. Sam Darnold was voted outside of the top 10 by executives and position GMs and organizations. RC, you 49 fans, you seen Sam Darnold last year. Mm-hmm. What are your thoughts of Sam Darnold being left out of the top 10 out of executives?
I think it's disrespectful. I'm gonna tell you why. So even though I like my quarterbacks, quarterbacks who don't turn over the ball, quarterbacks who make timely throws, quarterbacks who are consistent. He was consistent last year. He was really good in Minnesota the year before that. So I mean, when he finally figures it out, he finally gets a championship, he finally gets credibility. Now you still want to say it ain't good enough. What's left for Sam Darnold to do? You got to remember, he once was a top overall pick coming out of USC, had all the ability, it just went to the Jets. And anybody go to the Jets, your career is going to be rocky. So I really don't understand the criteria for being considered a good quarterback in the NFL. When I look at that list, I think they should do the top 5 instead of the top 10, because that last 5, Dak Prescott, um, Justin Herbert, you got Caleb Williams on that list, and you got Jared Goff. None of those guys. I got 5 guys I can put in those spots. 4 guys I can put in those spots. That's just better than them. 4 or 5 guys is just interchangeable. Stay with 5 guys, because Dak Prescott hasn't won anything of significance, and he plays for everybody else's team when it's in the big moment. He turns into the other team's 12th player. Justin Herbert hasn't won a playoff game. Caleb Williams is too raw. Can he duplicate the year he had? Jared Goff is Jared Goff. So, I mean, you're leaving off Brock Purdy. You're leaving off Sam Darnold. You're leaving off. I know Jalen Hurts had a bad year, but we've seen when Jalen Hurts is really good in the Super Bowl. I mean, he plays well in Super Bowls. I mean, that's when you want to play well. And Baker Mayfield might be better than all them. So, yeah, I have a problem with the list. I don't know what the criteria is. I mean, you got guys on that list like Josh Allen sitting there at 1. He ain't won more than Patrick Mahomes. I mean, I don't understand. Look, Randy said, "Neil, you traitor."
What's that about?
Randy, if you didn't know, we got a new guy on the team, Neil. Sorry we didn't tell you, bro. We had to steal it from you. Nah, RC. So RC said that that's disrespectful. So I give you the bottom of the list. It's Caleb Williams at 10, Jared Goff at 9, Drake May at 8, Justin Herbert at 7, Dak at 6. All right, Neil. So is it disrespectful to Sam Darnold that he left off that list?
Yeah, I agree with RC on this. Why I say that is because he just won the Super Bowl. Now, when you are gonna, okay, I guess the simplest way to say it's on talent, on potential, it may be a correct analysis, but that's, you're really giving a subjective opinion there. Objectively, the man just won the Super Bowl. Now, you tell me, can all 9 of those guys, if you put them in Darnold's position last year, is every single one of them going to win the Super Bowl? The answer is no, for sure not. And so, there's going to be a few guys in there. I don't know if Herbert honestly can do that. Is his decision making? A lot of it comes down as well in the NFL particularly is how well can you play within the system that you're given. You may have to scale back to actually be additive to your team in certain ways. Even as a quarterback, you got to be mistake-free. Darnold was pretty mistake-free all last year. He had that going for him. He was an efficient player. He did what he needed to do with a really nice team around him. Now, would I select him if I was doing a draft and starting a team off with a QB? I probably would not. But at the same time, just based off last season, I can't say that the other 9 guys would have done what he did in the exact same position with the resources that he had. And that's why I do say it's a little disrespectful from that perspective. Yeah.
Yeah, he is a Super Bowl winning quarterback. But Joe Flacco won a Super Bowl too. And
and Joe Flacco had one of the best playoff runs of all time. He basically had that Dirk Nowitzki level run.
But we never considered Joe Flacco really a top 10 guy. I mean, he was good, but I don't think everybody would just fight for Joe Flacco in the top 10. The way I don't have issue with Sam Darnold being left off this list because I feel like 10 of those guys probably can go into Seattle and do the same thing, probably even better.
No.
I mean, because the whole premise of Seattle offense was take care of the football. Most of the guys take care of the football and make big throws.
No,
and ad-lib. I mean, you saying no, but Caleb Williams.
Hold on. So we know for sure Dak Prescott plays for everybody's team but his own. Now we've seen it. So I'm a 49er fan. He's a 12th man for our team. He loves throwing the ball to us. I mean, he loves it. Now you know that for sure. Green Bay can attest to this, that he loves throwing the ball to them. Plays well against the Eagles, but in big games, he turns the ball over. Then we know Justin Herbert turns the ball over. We saw this, right? Did we know Josh Allen led the league in turnovers? Did we not see that? We seeing that Mahomes is digressing, but we're not going to touch Burrow, Mahomes, and Jackson. But my point is, if you're gonna leave Sam Darnold played in the West Coast offense, which he came, he went to San Francisco, then he went to Minnesota, and that was the West Coast, and then he came to Seattle. That's the West Coast. He's comfortable in the West Coast. But if you saying if I get Dak Prescott in San Francisco, he gonna look like Sam Darnold. That's not a guarantee. It's not a guarantee.
We saw Dak carry a lesser version of a team with the Cowboys.
No,
with
Dak has always had
defense
he's always had a number one receiver, has he not? Maury Cooper. Now he got two number ones over there. He's always had good offensive weapons. Dak's problem is not Dak; it's the Cowboys as a whole. I ain't gonna put it all on him, but I'm saying Sam Darnold checked the big box though. He made the plays.
But again, I think it came down to play calling. We saw him do well in Minnesota, but when things didn't go the way he expected, he crumbled. I think Seattle did a great job, had a great game plan going into the playoffs. We're gonna run Kenneth Walker to the ground. We're gonna run him to the ground. And we're gonna take away some of them tight throws Sam Darnold gonna have to make. We're gonna take some of the decisions out of his hand. And when the time came, he did make the right throws, but I feel like it was a lot of scheming. They played the Rams twice already, so they already knew the guys. What more could you do?
Yeah.
So I feel like Sam Darnold took care of the football. They ran Kenneth Walker. Kenneth Walker was a beast. The defense was lights out. We saw what they did to y'all in the playoffs.
Right.
They made y'all look like middle schoolers. So,
you did that. You saying that, but everybody know we had 13 wins with the replacements. When we had all our players, what we do to them? We played them week one. What we do? We were middle schoolers then. So don't do that. Don't do that. Anybody know what this is unfair for Sam Darnold though, because he did what you asked quarterbacks to do. He successfully did it. He did it. What else left for him to do? He did it.
I feel like it's just too. I think a lot of these quarterbacks at the bottom list, they go through a little bit more. They are asked to do more. If that makes sense. So they have to cover up more of the flaws more than Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold, they just told Sam Darnold, man, just take care of the football. We'll handle the rest. The defense, like, hey, put us in the right position, and we'll create those turnovers and get out the quarterback. That's pretty easy.
Yeah.
JSN emerged. Without JSN emerging like that.
So how did he? Hold on. So how did JSN get them numbers? He didn't throw the ball himself.
He was open. Dude was one of the best route runners in the league.
Dude was open. Everyone got weapons, and like this? The fact is that Darnold not going to put up the same stats as those other guys because his team's always playing with the lead for the most part. Seattle was always playing with the lead, top notch defense, but you did see. That like what was it, week 15, week 16, that Rams and Seattle game, that was probably the best game of the whole season. Yeah. And Darnold legitimately outdueled Darnold on that day. Or not Darnold, sorry, Stafford on that day, who won the MVP, obviously, and has arguably better offensive weapons than Darnold does. Defense, I'll give it to Seattle. But, that was – he outdueled the MVP on that day, and then he went and won the Super Bowl. So, those type of signature games count for something, I think. And I think that was probably one of the best signature games a QB could have had last year.
Right. I give him credit. I do think that if Jared Goff was on Seattle, I don't think they would have won. I probably would have took Jared Goff off and added Darnold, but I'm not messing with the other guys.
So Dak Prescott in a pressure moment against the 49ers. He loved throwing to the 49ers. I'm going to throw that in again. And you mean tell me Dak Prescott in a pressure moment against the Rams, he's going to rise up against the Rams. Dak Prescott. Dakota Prescott.
Yeah, it's just the Dallas curse. Dak Prescott is solid. He can make those throws.
He has higher highs, but he definitely has lower lows.
If you keep that, most of the time, Sam Darnold wasn't having any pressure in his face.
Oh my God, what was you watching, man?
It wasn't as bad as you think it was. I feel like if you keep that clean, then Dak gonna make some tough throws. He always made tough throws. We've seen him do it plenty of times. It just like I said, and they always rely on Dak. when they doing good in the running game, they go away from it and like, oh, we're gonna have that throw 40 plus times a game. Look how many times Sam Darnold threw some of them games.
Yeah.
If they cut
That's
some of
what
them
happened
passes
when they
in
pay
half
you.
from Dak,
When they make you the highest paid player in the league, they're gonna get
Right.
their money out you.
they're gonna get their money worth. And that was a knock on the Cowboys. Like, why are you relying so much on Dak when you have, when you had Tony Pollard back there? It don't make any sense. So like I said, Darnold was left off the list. If you could take anybody off the list to move in Sam Darnold, who would you do? Drake May was at 8, Jared Goff was at 9, Caleb Williams was at 10. Who was at 7? Justin Herbert was at 7.
I mean, I would say Justin Herbert and probably Jared Goff personally for me. And I know Justin Herbert is touted by a lot of people, but he just doesn't do it for me. I see his game tape. I see what he does. I see all the talent is there, but like, what does it actually manifest as? Does it manifest as wins? Does it manifest as, true leadership? Does it manifest as, somebody that everybody loves to play with? I just don't know if that's who he is. But I definitely think he's actually somebody who, in a different situation might have. I could see him easily being on the Jaguars and playing worse than, what's his name down there? We call him Sunshine. What's Sunshine's name?
Yes, Trevor Long. I call him dark and gloomy now. He don't get.
Oh,
Sunshine.
really?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's terrible.
All right, I got you. But no, besides that, I think he's properly rated. I think, kind of like you said, being scheme. I see him fitting very well in the scheme. When you see these guys come from one organization to another, and you saw how he struggled where he was before that hand and where he is now and how he's playing like with this, it's all about getting him paired up with the right coach and the right system. I see Jared Goff in the same light, to be honest. We saw, he's playing really good in Detroit. And he had some years, when he was with Sean McVay, but, they got rid of him ultimately because they realized they couldn't go all the way there with him. So I kind of see him in that same light. He did well this year. He is, and people look at it as a negative, but he's a great game manager. And I don't say that in a negative way. He just has to be in the right scheme and the right system. You always have those teammates and those players who do exactly what they're told to do. And that's who he is. He's a very coachable person. People seem to like him. I hadn't heard too much bad news spread about him. So I think he's a great teammate. But I just don't think he's, I think he's in that and RC might have something to say about this, in that Brock Purdy conversation where you got to decide, at some point, are you going to pay him them type of bucks, or is it somebody who, you got to have a whole lot behind him to support him?
Yeah. And like you said, with the game manager, that's not, depending on how you put it, but it's not like a bad stigma on him. It just, they just put him in the right situations to do what he needed to do.
So
the game of football is hard. Like, there's only honestly, 6 people who are actually doing it any other way that's different. So I'm not saying it in a bad way at all. I just think that he's just playing his role well, and he's just not top 6 for me. Not top 6 and not top 10.
I blame people like Cam Newton, Stephen A. Smith, for stuff like this, because how would Joe Montana had looked if he didn't have Bill Walsh in the beginning of his career? I think you look at all the great quarterbacks in history, coaches. And they always have great coaches tied to them. John Elway had the Shanahans. You just gotta really just understand. Like, I think Darnold finally landed with a good coach, and I really feel like Breeze probably would have looked different without Sean Payton. We know Mahomes didn't know how to read defenses early. I mean, he could see football, but he didn't understand, is what I want to say. So I don't discredit a quarterback from finally this light switch. You got to think Sam Darnold was highly rated out of high school. He was a 5-star in college. He ain't a slouch. He just played for the Jets. And we know them. Traditionally, the Jets only had one good quarterback in their entire existence, and that's Joe Namath. And maybe Boomer Esiason. No. Joe Namath and Boomer Esiason. Listen, Boomer Esiason and Joe Namath.
Man, you gotta give Jet fans say they need a little bit more than that.
No, sir.
So, Devin, you agree with that list? The down,
man, I agree with it. He had a title last year, but I don't think one good season's gonna erase 6 average to below average. Before last season, he was almost considered a draft bust. He bounced from the Jets to the Panthers to the 49ers, landing in Minnesota. So, are we really going to put a crown on this man after one good season, or are we going to wait and see if he can repeat this next season coming up? How much credit goes to Kevin O'Connell? Because look at his previous history at other teams. He finally found somebody that could turn the switch and turn this guy and let him go. But money talks, people move. We'll see what happens. I mean, as a Broncos fan, I wouldn't like to see him run it back. So,
like the thing is, even Kevin O'Connell gave up on him. He like after that performance in the playoffs, he like, yeah, he went with JJ. He looked across the room like Darnold, JJ.
So he went with the best
I'm going with
handoff.
JJ.
So he went. I'm a Michigan fan. He went with the best handoffer in college football history. We all know JJ didn't throw no passes at Michigan. They ran the ball every time they thought about it. So he was wrong. He was wrong with picking JJ this past season. But answer this for me for a second before we move on when it comes to quarterbacks. What coordinator or head coach throws the football, he calls the play, but until I see Shanahan throw the ball and go catch it, see, you still got to do the do, and they do it well. See, that's what they pay them for. So I know I hear all this chatter about how great coordinators are and coaches are, but they don't do nothing but stand over there and call the play. 62-70 right. Okay, now I got
split.
But now it's time to go.
Russell Wilson, Marshawn Lynch.
When it's time to get busy, Darnold got busy. Brock Purdy get busy. Josh Allen get busy. See, I don't give everything to the coach. You can scheme it up. Most defenses know what's coming. See, that's the thing. Like I'm not taking away from that guy because Jordan Love ain't nobody won a Super Bowl but Jalen Hurts, Sam Darnold, and Patrick Mahomes. So this list really flawed. If you really look at the list, take all of them off the list and just put Patrick Mahomes, Jalen Hurts, which we're not gonna do because everybody's out on Jalen Hurts, but still he won a Super Bowl.
It's just not that black and white though, because everybody have different situations. So I think that
depends what they're looking at too. If we're looking at
you can pin the problems on like Sherman Dermott. He made really some stupid mistakes in some of them Bills games, or Lamar Jackson.
No.
Weapons, or the O-line was terrible.
No. I got a Broncos fan right there that'll tell you about somebody making Josh Allen. What he did in that game against you, buddy? What he do in that game against you?
Had like 4 turnovers.
Okay, so
I think the Bills are crazy for letting go with Sean McDermott.
So there ain't no Sean
Look
McDermott.
at his record.
But that one time that Josh Allen screwed up, and the thing is though, the Bills still almost won that game off a bad call.
Okay, but listen to me. But listen to me. Take the turnovers away, they win the game.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got a guy you rewarding a guy that you saying that's the reason why you don't like Darnold, because he's turned the ball over so much, and you got a guy sitting at number 1 who's a walking turnover.
But he makes up, he cancels it out, so it really don't. I mean, at the end of the day,
it's a popularity thing. It depends on how you like. Because we look at if you saying if they were women, you wouldn't look at Darnold. He ain't attractive. You like. But one thing he does, he organizes. He gets you in the place you need to be.
He gonna be there for you.
Yeah, he finally met. He married to the right person now. But you look at Josh Allen, you're like, oh man, that's an attractive woman. You can't help it. The fact that she messes up a lot, but she makes
you
up
put
for
up
it
a little bit something more than
she
messes up a lot. I don't put up a little bit more than that.
Hey, come on.
With Sam Darnold. Yeah, like I said, it's just like I said, it's a bigger picture than just looking at one guy.
Right.
From what I think. But we're gonna move on to another quarterback. It's kind of people up in arms. Ron Clark came out and said it might be racist.
Oh God.
It might be slightly racist. Lamar Jackson was listed 69 on the top 100. Neil, fair or foul? that Lamar has been dropped all the way down to 69 amongst his peers. His peers voted this, not
You talking about the top
oh
100 players?
yes.
Oh, okay.
He dropped
Yeah,
down to
it
69.
seems foul. It seems foul. At the same time, he's been a very underwhelming guy in the playoffs his whole career, really. He hasn't really had that signature kind of run, game, moment. I mean, he plays well consistently. He's a regular season guy, though. And I think, especially with the team, you talk about Darnold. I mean, I put Lamar Jackson in Darnold's place. I don't know that they're winning the Super Bowl like the way Darnold did, to be quite honest. And I know that Darnold is not the same player as Lamar Jackson. That's crazy to even say the dual threat nature of Lamar Jackson. But does Darnold potentially have better intangibles than Lamar Jackson? Does he make the huddle feel calmer when everyone steps in there, looks at this guy, and he's cool hand Luke in there, just like nothing's phasing him? Hey, we're going to make this play. Is he giving his teammates the mindset that they need to have to be successful on all these plays? And, Lamar Jackson has had some bad, moments, turnovers, not living up to maybe his potential as much as he should be in the playoffs, because he always seems to go in with high expectations. And just like Josh Allen, to RC's point, I mean, these are probably the top two guys in the last 8 years that have not fulfilled the pre-playoff potential hype. So, I do see two sides of the coin. If we're talking regular season, it's definitely foul. But if you're factoring playoffs in there and the history of what these guys have done relative to expectations, it seems actually closer to fair from that perspective.
I think that his performance from last year kind of like, and them not making the playoffs kind of dictated this rankings. Adam, do you agree that with Lamar Jackson falling down to 69 out of top 100?
No, I don't. I don't at all. I don't honestly I think we give these players a little bit too much credit to think that they actually watch football. They watch who they play the week that they're playing, and they're watching game tape. They're not like there's not a lot of football players out here watching NFL football while they're working. Like they're there at 10 o'clock in the middle in the morning for a Sunday game, and they don't leave until 9 o'clock that night. So they don't have time to sit there and watch the football games. They're not watching it. So they're going they're watching the same stuff we're watching. They're watching TV copy, and they're watching these sports shows when they have their time, and they're seeing what everybody else is saying, and they're making their assumptions based off that. They may look at stats, but they're not actually watching the games. So I think that's a lot of the reasons why, he is where he is ranked where he is. And it's like, we've seen this before, like they're always ranking somebody way out of position. This happens every single year. We're always talking about this.
That's a good point.
They gave him the Bryce Young treatment, man. They put him in that category. Well, but you're I ain't even thinking about that. You're right. Most NFL players don't even watch football. I know Alvin Kamara, he's kind of he said he don't watch games, man. So they know the players when they play them and when they watch tape. And what other coaches are saying about them, pretty much.
Yeah.
So, but I don't say this. I'm more like 60-40 with Lamar Jackson being at 69 because of his performance last year and the couple years in the playoffs. He just haven't been stepping up. I mean, he actually regressed these past couple of seasons, especially in his rushing. He, for some reason in his mind, he like, man, I gotta become a pocket passer. I gotta do that better. When that's not what got him there. It was his legs. And I forgot what game it was in the playoffs. Dude had lanes, but he refused to take the lanes. He like, nah, I want to stay in the pocket and throw the likely. I want to try to hit Mark Andrews. Like, bro, they're giving you running lanes and you're not taking them. I forgot what game that was. So it's like, what made you famous among your peers, you taking it out your game. Now you want to stand back there and throw the football, become that Poegosi type quarterback. So his lack of winning in the playoffs and his lack of his ability to take over these games, especially last year, I think that's what got him to 69. It's just not the same. And then, of course, he run his coach out of the league. I mean, not out of the league, off of Baltimore. So instead of taking blame for his poor play, he runs his coach off like it's his fault for this bad play calling or this disciplinary actions he got going around the facility. So it's just like, Lamar, you gotta take accountability for your actions and your gameplay. You're not doing that. He blaming Harbaugh the way he constructed the team. So I think that's what played a part in this lower ranking of 69. RC, what's your thoughts?
I mean, the ratings are overrated. I mean, who cares? When I look at that, when I do that, we do top 100 players, it's kind of like it's a popularity contest. And like, I agree with y'all, man. I mean, what has he done lately? He's where he's supposed to be. If you want to change that number, go out and play better. Win when it matters. You know, I think these guys too. It's kind of like the Madden rating. They get mad about that. Man, I'm supposed to be a 89 overall. I mean, really. If you're not hoisting trophies, you're not the best at your position. You know, you got room to grow to get better. So he should look at this and be motivated. I think the thing I struggle with Lamar is he might be on the wrong side of his career now because the league is getting better and those opportunities, those chances they had to go to the championships, all the AFC has gotten better. So, you know, those opportunities that was wasted is kind of like the 49ers. I don't know if you can get back now because everybody's getting better. So we're going to see if he can rise up. But I think he's not the young kid on the block. And as you get older, you can't run as fast as you used to. You know what I'm saying? So let's see if he can keep that up.
Yeah, like I said, I just don't see him being at Lamar Jackson when he first came in the league. He refused to take over, like use his legs now. And I think it's kind of hurting the offense.
It's that money.
He wanted to do. Yeah.
Money will do that. Money will do that, and so will age. How long is Lamar in the league now? 8 years.
Yep. It's like Cam Newton. He stopped running. Cam stopped running towards the end of his career. Beat up. He's beat up.
And what's so crazy is that they were complaining about Lamar not showing up to camp, like mini camp, to be that leader. And so he showed up this year, but they said other years he just didn't, bother to come or participate in team activities. Devin, you think it's fair? 69?
I'm gonna say he should be a little higher, but I don't think it's completely disrespectful where they have him. This ranking feels kind of close to where he belongs. So he's accomplished a little more, 2 MVPs, multiple AFC North titles. He's one of the most dynamic quarterbacks the league had seen when he came in. So that resume might deserve a little bit more respect. I'd say lower 60s for him. The playoff criticism is fair that y'all been giving him. So I think that's well deserved. But as great as Lamar has been in the regular season, he hasn't made it to the Super Bowl. So that's kind of speaks where he's at right now.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm Lamar, I don't even care. I got a new coach. I mean, we ain't made the playoffs last year.
We know who had him out of there. We know he was the reason Harbaugh got out of there. So they're going to try and find a coach for him.
Yeah, it was at the point. It was like is either me or Harbaugh. So it's like after Harbaugh is gone, you gotta play, man. You gotta win. That's all. That's it. You gotta win. It's none of this no more excuses type thing. You just gotta go out there and perform. So what you say?
They don't even play him during the regular season, so I figured that'd be a good match if it happened, but it's not gonna happen.
So hey, we're gonna skip a couple things. I ain't know time flies when you have fun, man. It's almost at the 1 hour mark. So we're gonna skip over some stuff. We're gonna go straight to the AFC East record prediction. Well, y'all gonna grade my record prediction. I'm gonna start from the bottom, then work the way up to the who I think will finish first. The Dolphins, they finished 7-10 last year. Vegas have them at 4.5 wins. New coach, new OC, new DC. So it's new everything. They got rid of a bunch of players. I have them finishing 3-14 because they really don't have nothing. It's a rebuild, pretty much. They lost a lot of key players. I know they're able to keep Achan in the building. But other than that, they cut a lot of good talent. RC, what you think about 3-14? RC.
Say it again.
What you think about 3-14? That's why I got the Dolphins listed.
The Dolphins 3-14.
It's a tough
Yeah.
schedule, man. If you look at it's like, I think they play against the AFC North. Of course, their division and the NFC.
Well,
I forgot the NFC division.
What I honestly think the Dolphins are preparing to be to pick number 1 overall. I really do feel like they're setting themselves up to fail. You look at what they haven't done for Malik Willis. I was kind of looking at those rosters, man, from some of those teams, and the team I was looking at was the Patriots. Now I think the Patriots might get back to the Super Bowl, but the Dolphins, I think they purposely are putting themselves in position to be the number 1 overall, to be able to pick number 1 overall, because they did nothing to help that kid. Malik Willis gonna be running for his life, so they might not win a game, man. I was just looking at those rosters in that division, man. The Jets are even better than them, so they've done nothing to help Malik Willis. They just signed him, so I couldn't even tell you who their number 1 receiver was. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, I forgot who the number 1 receiver is. My mind's going blank. Was it Washington? I want to say.
Yeah. That ain't gonna get it.
They pick up Greg Dolch, and that's about it.
That ain't gonna get it, big dog.
Oh, Jalen Turbert from Dallas.
That ain't gonna get it.
That speedy guy. They picked them up. Adam, what you think about 3-14? What's your grade?
Shoot. If they get 3 wins, I think they ought to throw a parade. This ain't looking good for them, man. I think Miami's gonna struggle. Everybody's new. Everybody. Like, it's basically an expansion team at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And it's Miami, it's South Beach. A lot of people gonna be down there, but I don't know. Them games might be a little interesting. Gonna be a whole lot of visiting fans in that stadium. I can tell you that right now. Y'all ever been to Hard Rock, by the way? Y'all ever been down there?
I haven't.
No.
It's nice, man. It's nice. It's a nice. I mean, it's old, but it's a good atmosphere out there.
Well,
I went out there when State played in the Orange Bowl against Georgia Tech. We got stomped.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's a whole nother story. When you talk about Dak throwing interceptions, but we ain't gonna go there.
There'll be a lot of sightseeing in Miami because they're not going to see a Dolphins. It's gonna be an empty stadium. Neil, that's a rival. 3-14. Why I have it listed? If I'm on point.
Oh yeah, I think so. I mean, like you guys say, straight up blatant rebuilding team. This is the Utah Jazz of the next season for the NFL right here. What they've been doing in this last couple of years, and I wouldn't be surprised if they shut A-Chain down early. Limit touches, all that type of stuff. He was most of their offense last year. And I get it. Malik Willis, he had some good moments with Green Bay. I think they're just going to let him fly and see what happens with all these chump weapons that they got there, because they don't really got nothing worth, bragging about. And they're going after that first pick. Transition year, nothing to worry about in this division for my team. So I think you're accurate there.
Yeah, man. Look, I squeezed out them 3 wins for him, and want to do that to him, but I was just like, my word, this is terrible.
I mean, they do got the Jets in their own division, so there's maybe 1 win right there.
Dude, the Jets might be better.
They'll look up and win 1 from the Jets.
So, like I said, Vegas had the Dolphins at 4.5 wins.
I see that.
Like, that's absurd.
Where?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I said, I squeezed out 3. I think I gave him a win versus the Jets.
I don't know how they got 4.5, man.
I gave him a surprise win somewhere.
Taking them under.
In there. But it's tough. Devin, what grade do you give my rankings for the Dolphins?
I'll give it an A. I think it's going to be like the Raiders last year, race for first place or first draft pick right there. If you ask any of AI to run a simulation on it, They've got them at 8 and 9, and I doubt that'll ever happen.
Jeez, they must be
That
playing man or
is
something, or
improvement
they
for
have
them.
Dan Marino or something. I mean, let's give them credit. They had a good draft. They got a B in the draft, so I guess that's worth something.
Yeah.
But
They're saying they have a lot of speed, which I
yeah,
mean,
they
they
got.
don't
I
have
guess
green talent, but they're gonna go off of hope and a prayer this season.
I think the head coach came from Green Bay, so you might I think he's a defensive coordinator. I think he was a defensive coordinator in Green Bay.
Yeah,
Is
he
it
was.
If I'm not mistaken. Yes.
Yeah.
So they might run. I don't know what they gonna run.
Hope and a prayer.
You got Bobby Slowick. He came from the Texans, so if I were them, all right, A-Chan, rest up, boy, because you'll be running a lot.
You think it'd be smart to trade A-Chain this year, or get something for him if this is going to be a multi-year process? Because a running back's NFL lifespan is very finite, and if they could get something good for him right now, he's a hot commodity. He's a top 5 back in the league. At least he played like it last year. And what are they going to really do with him in the next few years? You might as well load up on draft capital. I mean, that's what I would do if I was them. I'd consider it.
They're gonna lose this year. They're gonna lose this year and pick high next year.
Yep.
What you picking, RC? If you first round pick for the Dolphins, what you taking?
Depending on how many picks I have. If I have 2 1s, or if I have a early, number 1 overall pick, and I have maybe 13th pick in the first round, depends on what I have. But if I'm taking one of these, this is going to be one of the most talented drafts in a while. I mean, you got talent on both sides of the ball in college football right now. You can go with Arch Manning. You can go with the Moore kid out of Oregon. You got a lot of players you can pick from. Kid out of USC is coming out.
You think the Mannings will let Arch go there?
Say it again.
You think the Mannings will let Arch go there?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But that's why I'm about to ask. They paid Malik pretty good. How much are they invested in Malik? That's the question I want to know.
Okay, so check this out. Is Malik Willis better than the quarterback? If I give you a list of quarterbacks, the same kid out of Ohio State, Arch Manning at Texas, you got the kid that's the Hewitt kid, the Chambers kid, the Moore kid at Oregon. He's not better than any of them. So I mean, you didn't get off that money. NFL contracts are weird. They'll present as being guaranteed, and you'll have some clause in there where they can get off of it. And I just feel like if they wanted the quarterback, they could, but it'd probably be Jeremiah Smith, number 1 overall.
Yeah, but also remember that Malik Willis contract not guaranteed in the 3rd year. So he got this year and he got next year, and then after that, it's not guaranteed. So even if they go with like an Arch Manning, they could just redshirt him for a year or have him as the backup, and then he's off. Malik Willis is off the books after that year, and they could really start to get into some business in the 2nd year of whoever they draft, career.
Right.
Hey, I think I would probably just stuck with Tua and just rolled it out, because like you said, like
you would have
now
rolled
fans
it out.
like, are we rooting for Malik Willis? Or are we not rooting for Malik Willis?
Right.
We want, especially his Arch there, number 1. So it's just like, I think you just kind of split your fan base. Now they aggravated and mad and pissed off about the bad product, and now they don't know what the future's gonna look like, because I don't know. It just seemed like the Dolphins have no clue. They clean house, which I guess is good, but they went with a defensive minded head coach, which is kind
of
especially in Miami when they were putting up bottom points. Why not go for a younger guy to call plays, especially with a young quarterback like Malik Willis? I had last year the Jets finished 3-14. Vegas had them at 5.5. I had the Jets finishing 5-12. I have nothing good to say about the Jets. It's just like you see it and you're like, it's the Jets. They have a defensive head coach who's trying to stay alive. He said Geno is the savior of the franchise, which is kind of a weird thing to say. I think I probably will fire him soon. He said that. I'm like, dude, go. Just pack your bags and go, bro, because that's insane. You didn't get any interceptions last year, and you're a defensive mind coach. it's crazy how far the Jets are falling from a defensive juggernaut to a shell of itself. They were able to retain Breece Hall, so I guess that's something you hang your hat on. But Frank Wright, he is the OC there, so I guess you might see a little bit. I think he gonna probably have Geno under more control. I think he'll take a lot of stuff off of Geno and probably rely heavy on the run game more than Geno's arm. So they're gonna be in games. It's just they're not gonna be in games. They're gonna play sorry teams good, and
They're gonna be better than they were last year.
Yeah, they're gonna be better than they were last year.
Now they might steal some wins. So they should have stole something last year. Remember?
Yeah, they versus Steelers. That was
Tampa Bay.
What's I think the score was like 6-9 or something in that game, or 6-3.
Yeah, they'll be better. They'll be better.
So they was 29th in offense. They bring Geno in. I see them moving up a couple spots in offense, but it's Geno Smith. I mean, the dude was a train wreck with the Raiders. I didn't like him in Seattle. I ain't think highly of him then. I don't think highly of him now. So I think the Jets, they just trying to scrape by till they get their quarterback. Devin, what you think?
He's pretty spot on here. I mean, you got Geno Smith, who we all know, and it's not going to be pretty. I mean, like you said, it's kind of a show of a defense. And, they kind of relied heavily on their defense last year. And just to the Jets, I haven't really seen a whole lot out of them my entire life, and I haven't been too impressed out of them. So I think they deserve to be where you got them right now.
Yeah, they did bring in some more defensive key players: Demario Davis, David Automata, Nashawn White. He came over from Chicago. Joseph Asai. So they tried beefing up their defense. Andre Cisco. So they trying. I think he played with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Neil, I have Jets at 5-12. What grade you give? You think that's good or bad?
I think it's just hard for like two teams in the same division to have 2-15 records, So it's probably accurate, but what I think you're right. Like I actually think they're going to have a pretty good defense next year. Aaron Glenn, defensive-minded guy. David Bailey, really, really great player that they drafted there, number 2. And, the NFL is kind of a weird thing. You could have a great defense, but you might still be letting teams put up 30, 35 on you some weeks. But other weeks you might scrape out a 12-9 type win off your team doing absolutely nothing, but you just letting the other team do nothing either, and field goal make the difference, And so I think 5 you know what? It's either going to be the Dolphins or the Jets who get 5, and the other one's going to get 3. So that's the way I see it. Neither of them are too much of a threat, and probably 2 of the worst teams in the league, no doubt.
We could see the Jets are Dolphins picking number 1 overall. They're gonna be like 1 and 2 for sure. Gino owed me $500. He screwed me on a parlay last year. No, it was 2 years ago. I couldn't believe it. They were beating the Rams. He threw 2 pick sixes. I don't know y'all remember that game. He threw one in the 4th, then he threw another one in overtime to lose the game. Well, to turn the ball over, and the Rams went down there and kicked the field goal to win. And no, they won. They actually threw a touchdown. So Gino, he forever in my hate list with Cam Newton.
Don't get RC thinking again over there.
And LeBron. Dude, it was crazy. There were like 2 scores. And the thing is, I didn't need Seattle to win the game. I just didn't need them to lose. I needed them not lose more than 3 points. So I took them +3. I didn't care they won the game, just cover the +3.
So he Malik Beasley you.
Yep.
Yeah, the Rams. The Rams, Gino threw the interception. The Rams marched all the way downfield. I said, all right, Rams, just stop them. Just kick the field goal. And I still win the money. No, the Rams said, we want for the touchdown. You didn't need a touchdown. I don't get it. And they went for the touchdown, and I lost. I was so pissed at Gino. But anyway, yeah, Food for thought right there. All right,
And
Adam.
he went to what? He went to Vegas? Is that where he came? That's where he coming from, Vegas?
Yeah,
Okay.
Gino screwed me.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, Adam. What do you think about the Jets at 5-12?
Man, these two teams we discussing right now, it's some bad football, terrible football going on right here. 5-12. What's their schedule? Let me see.
It's tough. It's tough. I can pull it up on my laptop. I think I got it up right here anyway. Nope, I got the NFC up.
So they got Bucks.
Yep.
Oh, that's preseason. Never mind. So they got Packers. Starting with the Packers, that's a loss. Then they got
Titans.
Oh, the Titans. Never mind. I got the Titans.
Yeah, they got Titans week
Titans.
1.
Yeah, I was looking at something else.
They have Green Bay week 2.
Yeah.
The Lions
the
week
Lions.
3.
All those losses. Loss. Links up the Titans, maybe.
Yeah, they probably get the Titans. Then they have the Bears. No, they had the Bears, Browns, Patriots.
They get the Browns. Yeah, I get the Browns.
I
got the Browns for sure.
I don't know. Then they have the Dolphins, then the Raiders.
They'll get that one. I don't think they'll get the
Chiefs, Buffalo, Chargers, Dolphins
loss.
again, Broncos,
loss,
Cardinals,
loss,
Patriots,
loss,
Vikings, Bills,
loss.
See, that's what I'm saying. Aaron Glenn should just turn his resignation in last year. I mean, why go through this again?
Yeah, he's gonna make him look bad. That's my other point, Ben. You said it. Like Aaron Glenn, he just setting himself up to never have a coaching job again. He needs a scandal. He needs something to step away. I need something to step away from my mental health. I can't do this.
Right,
somebody spare this man. Get this man out of New York. He does not belong there.
Yeah, if he took the job because he used to play there, he don't realize New York is tough, man. He realized
change that culture. Like, and the way that Aaron Glenn go with the New York media is just like, why, bro? You're not gonna win that. Being tough with him, like, being stern and all that, like, that's not gonna help your case in New York. They're gonna go at you harder. You're supposed to win over New York, not make enemies.
That only works if you win.
But
they not.
You might as well be quiet.
Soak it up, Jets fans, because this is the only airtime y'all getting throughout the whole season.
Dang.
It's the only airtime. So,
man,
good luck to y'all.
That's rough.
All right. I have the Patriots went 14-3 last year. Vegas had them at 9.5. I have them 10-7. I think that the schedule play a big part on why they finished 14-3. It was a cupcake. I ain't gonna lie to you. I think that's when they saw a real team in the Seattle, that it was just a butt whooping. If Boldness will play against them in the playoffs, I feel like the Broncos probably would have beat them single-handedly.
For sure.
So it just they young. Drake May, they ran different coverages at him. He didn't really understand, so they took away a lot of his options. They had a crazy stack on Drake May about his passing yards. Can't remember off the top of my head. I wish I saved it. So it just shows me that he's still wet behind the ears, and Mark Vrabel, he still got work to do. They bring in AJ Brown. I think AJ Brown will be no problems for them because he can get his target, especially in that offense.
Mm-hmm.
The defense still gonna be on point. They were 4th in offense last year. They were 8th in defense. So it's a good team. It's just gonna come down to Drake May. Can he make that next step? It's the second year. You know how they, you know how your quarterbacks usually take a step back. So I think that's what it just come down to. Drake May, can he continue to push forward and take the team to the next level? What do you think, Neil?
Yeah. I totally agree with you about the regression. I don't think AJ Brown moves the needle when you consider the schedule that they had last year. Totally cupcake, like you said, man. Just it was handed to them. High seed, it was handed to them, and then they had some. The defense showed up in the playoffs straight up, and every game was won basically with the defense. Drake May's a nice quarterback, no lie, but that offensive line had major problems last year, man. Major problems. Wasn't he the most sacked quarterback in playoff history just with that one run? Like, I mean, you can't go into teams with elite pass rushes and expect that you're just going to walk away with it, because that's a deal breaker right there, even no matter what you got on offense. So I think they're a nice team, but this is a team ripe for aggression. Ain't no way that they're making another Super Bowl, in my opinion. Not next year, no, anyway. And they still got some things that they need to do to be a really complete team, because you may have Drake May, you may have the coach, you may have the defense, but you don't got the other side of the trenches working well. You're just not going to maximize the value of that quarterback, that gem that you do have. AJ Brown, I agree. It's back with Vrabel. The Patriots have been dying for a real number one, and he's been dying to be a real number one again. So it seems like a good fit. I think he's still got a few years left. So that was a nice signing, but it comes down to schedule and offensive line for me. So I think it's fair where you got him 10, 11 wins.
Yep. Vegas have him at 9.5. I gave him one over at 10-7. RC, what you seeing coming from the Patriots organization?
I like AJ Brown being there. I think that was a difference. When you watch Seattle play New England in the Super Bowl, they weren't worried about Mac Hollins. Stephon Diggs, mine was on the court case, and Cardi B. They wasn't worried about anything. Didn't have any problems or anything to be concerned about. I think AJ Brown's a legitimate weapon, and he instantly gonna make them better. I see them being back in the same position. I just think the AFC is tough. I don't think everybody's gonna be injured. Those 10 wins, I can see them doing that. Maybe 11 wins, but they're gonna be fine. They got better.
14-3 is hard to duplicate. Adam, what you think? Mike Vrabel, he got his mind on his mistress. He trying to figure that whole situation out.
I think since all this stuff happened before the season, I think these boys gonna be locked in. They coming off of what they went through it and doing the Super Bowl, and these boys have two things: they got confidence and they're hungry, and that's something that you can't really train. That's something one you got to have, and then one experience teaches you that confidence. That you get that from experience, and I think them going through what they went through last year, being as good as they were, and then not coming out on top in the Super Bowl, like this is what makes this is them taking the next step. I see it, and just picking up AJ, I think it was a fabulous move in my opinion. Getting him away from a situation where he didn't want to be, but he also being back with his coach, back with the guy that he did it with before, and he's putting out ridiculous stuff in the media now, but Vrabel knows how to handle his personality. He clearly does, and they work well together. So I got him at 11-6 personally. I think that's what they're gonna want.
I can see them having the Super Bowl hangover. A lot of teams have that. They usually fall off the following year, and it could happen to that team, especially with the off-season distractions. So it's gonna Drake May and Mike Vrabel gonna come with it. Devin, what you think?
Oh, sorry.
So I think these boys are actually going to come back a little hungry. They had that steak just dangled right in front of them and just couldn't grasp it. Vrabel's, I think, exactly what this Patriot team needs. He's going to bring a toughness, accountability. You got Drake May going into his second year, and hopefully he can just break through that ceiling. And, he's always going to be compared to the GOAT. He's always going to be compared to Tom Brady. So he's got big shoes to fill, but I kind of hope to see him fill them and bust through that ceiling this season.
Let me just add something. The one thing about the Patriots that I fear, being a Bills fan, is that just talk about schedule, talk about all this stuff, but they're a young team. And they got good players. And one of the biggest problems that they had last year was that their top 5 pick, Will Campbell, he played like dog shit last year, man. That's a top pick that he did not measure up, and they made the Super Bowl. And Drake May was the most sacked quarterback, ever. And so he's a real project now, because he should be a starter level plug and play type guy, being a top 5 pick overall. And I mean, if they got to really get him going, because that's big. But they did draft another OL with their first rounder, and they also got Dobbs. Mm-hmm. We forget about Romeo Dobbs. Like he is a really good red zone target. He's got great hands. With that big old concussion helmet, exactly where he's at. And the other thing is that, just just a young team, and then the other guy wanted to mention Henderson, Travion Henderson. They didn't really let him bust loose last year. They put a lot on Ramondre's shoulders, and he's got another 2 levels to still get to. We saw flashes, but they really got to let him out the box this year. So it could be dangerous if they put all of that stuff together. It's a lot of big ifs, particularly with a much tougher schedule, but they do have that potential.
Yep, they do have. They have potential to still be a top dog. Like I said, just they're young. They're gonna have to build on what they did last year, and make those wins counts. Guys, it's hard to come by wins, especially in the AFC. When you play against it was tight last year. Gonna be tight again this year. So, well, I know what Neil been waiting for. He been waiting for his Bills. They finished 12-5 last year. Vegas had them at 10-5, 10.5 wins. I had them going 11-6. I mean, it's Josh Allen. When you have Josh Allen, a guy of that caliber type, you got chances to win games. Y'all fired your coach Sherman Dermott. I know that's gonna be a big question mark. Joe Brady, can he come in and wipe the ship and turn some things around that kind of hindered them in certain games? A lot of people have big question marks about that, but Josh Allen, he gave him the stamp of approval. He said, yeah, go Bills, right? He gave him a stamp of approval. So he said Joe Brady is that guy. He trusts him, and he's going to put him in the right position. And he brought in Pete Carmichael as OC. That's the only thing that I don't like, Neil. Y'all brought in Pete Carmichael, the guy who refused to change the offense, who was still stuck in the Stone Age. He was in New Orleans. He was a terrible play caller. He was great with Sean Payton, but he was terrible with us. So y'all bring him in OC. I know Joe Brady is still gonna control the play calling, so you don't have to worry about that too much. But y'all brought in some defensive characters. Y'all brought in CJ Gardner-Johnson to help out that back end, Bradley Chubb. So y'all brought in Geno Stone. I thought Geno Stone was a good pickup. So y'all building on the defense of what y'all had last year. I was surprised y'all had the 7th ranked defense. I know your rusty defense was the Achilles heel, but your pass defense was excellent. Y'all first in pass D. So y'all brought in those type of players to help build up I
was gonna say CJ.
Yeah, to build that D line. So I like the way the Bills are heading. It just can Joe Brady continue on the success? I think that's what it'll come down to. He's young, he's fresh, and can he handle those personalities on the team? Can he handle Josh Allen? It's all good on the in the off season when people patting each other on the back and like, yeah, I love this guy, but soon week 1, week 2, week 3 hits and things are not going the way you expected. You kind of see players take these each other. Can they, if they do start off bad or hit a pothole in the road during the season, can they right the ship and still come out on top? I think that's what, when they see adversity, that you'll know for sure if they can handle it. Neil, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, I and this is just the Homer Bills fan in me talking, but I give you a low grade on that, man, because I think we're gonna win. I think we're gonna be the top seed in the AFC, to be quite honest. And again, there's a few teams out there. I'm being a homer, that's my team, but I do think that last year was somewhat of a regression. Even though we won 12 games, it was somewhat of a regression. I didn't like totally what I saw all year. They were kind of creeping out games. They were letting some bad losses, horrible run defense. Like we were losing games because of that inability to stop the run. And so, again, we can only go up from there. And again, Gardner Johnson, the defense, Bradley Chubb, like because I was a little skeptical about the Chubb signing, to be quite honest, but I do believe that there are guys who are real competitors, and when they're just in a bad situation, not really a competitive situation, they just can't bring up that total level that they could really get to. And I think being on a real contender, coming now 2 years removed from an ACL, like he's still in his prime age years, and I just been watching a couple interviews with him. Like, he is really, really excited to be part of this team, to be in a competitive situation, and he's doing everything from what he says to having his all-time sack mark. And he's one of the better pass rushers that we got in the game. He's pretty good against the run, but he's definitely elite against the pass. So I think our run defense will be better, and that was our Achilles heel, like you said. Just like the Patriots run stop or pass blocking. For us, it was the run stopping. And so the other thing here, again, we got DJ Moore. Now, look at DJ Moore, man. He's put up numbers his whole career. Who have his quarterbacks been? He's had Cam Newton, Teddy Bridgewater, Justin Fields, and then he had Caleb Wilson when he got relegated as the third banana because they want to bring up Rome Odunze and Luke Burden, right? And then obviously the tight end there, Loveland. So he kind of got relegated the last year to a bit of a back end role, but that doesn't mean that he's out of his prime. It just means that they were going in that direction, and they probably knew they're not going to have the money to re-sign him. So look, we brought him on. I think like he's got some good years left, and I think he's going to have a big time resurgence playing with clearly by far the absolute best quarterback he's ever played with in this league. So I do see that the Moore signing is going to be something that people look more favorably on a few months from now when the season gets going and he starts putting up numbers, which I know he will. And when it comes down to Josh Allen, look, Josh Allen's Josh Allen. He's becoming a better passer year by year. He's still flawed, I will say that, but he is top 3 quarterback in the league by any measurement you want to put. And he's a great leader too. I think that it was an outlier the way they lost to Denver. We couldn't stop the run again. So we let Denver put up a lot of points on us. It came down to a questionable referee decision at the end. But yeah, he did have those turnovers. But I'll tell you what, all those games against Patrick Mahomes that we lost, that was never Josh Allen's fault. He always balled out in those games. It was the team around him in those situations. And this time, maybe I can put it on Josh Allen's shoulders more than I have before. But that's not going to be repeated. He's going to come out. He's going to have another MVP-type year. And he's going to ball this year. He's not going to take this last year lightly. He's going to go for it. And it's his guy now in the HC role. It's his guy. He put the check on that box for them to bring Joe Brady on. And so, look, I saw what Ben Johnson did with Chicago last year. He brought that flair, that energy, that locker room, like that dog mentality. And everyone fed off of Ben Johnson. He was absolutely a win for the Chicago Bears. And it went about as well as you could have predicted or even foresaw. With what his effect he had on Caleb Williams and the rest of the team. So I'm not saying Joe Brady is Ben Johnson, but they're both very skilled offensive coaches. And Joe Brady's a young guy. He's got energy. And I think he's going to bring something new to the team, energy-wise, mindset-wise, locker room voice-wise, that perhaps the team was getting a bit tired of the same old voice in the room, the same old coming up short situations. So it's going to re-energize us is my belief. The one Achilles heel we had is shored up, and everyone's going to be fresh. I think DJ Moore, very underrated signing. So I'm bullish, highly bullish on this year. I think 15 wins. No, not 15. Give me 14.
He said, "Oh, that's a little bit too much."
A little bit too much. I got a little bit too hungry there.
Josh Allen's another type of guy where he has to win.
I'm telling you, he's going to have that Dirk Nowitzki type run. He might only get one title in his career, but it's going to be that Dirk Nowitzki type run.
Like everybody getting tired. The people giving excuses to Justin Herbert. I defended Josh Allen time in, time out, and I think people still getting tired of wherever it's happening in Buffalo. They fired Sherman Dermott, like I said. Now, who else can you blame? It's Josh Allen time is now, especially with Patrick Mahomes is down. Patrick Mahomes have been regressing. Lamar Jackson have been regressing. So Joe Burrow still dealing with wherever they dealing with in Cincinnati. So I feel like this is his time is now. If you don't get it now, I don't know he will be able to later on in the future. RC, what do you think about Bills at 11-6?
Well, I think Buffalo is another one of those teams like San Francisco, like Baltimore. Everybody's catching up to them. I mean, if they don't figure it out, I mean, if it's not now, when? Buffalo will be a team that I want to see win a championship because I'm old enough to remember the kick where I mean, it looked like Buffalo's going to win the Super Bowl. I remember the Super Bowls after that. That team deserved that fan base, and that team deserves a Super Bowl championship. I want to see them. I'm tired of seeing the Patriots and all the people, the teams that we know have traditionally been winning here of late. Um, I thought they would get one before Seattle. Hell, I thought everybody would. I thought Seattle was done after Pete Carroll and Russell Wilson, but that's why you play the game. But Buffalo at 11 wins. I think that's it's gonna be tough, man, because I think the Jets are gonna be better. I think the division is gonna be a little bit better. We're not worried about the Dolphins, but that division's always tough. And I think Josh Allen's gonna be Josh Allen. He's gonna do his thing. It's just can those others help him out, especially defensively. So yeah, that's a good grade.
Yeah, it's always been defensively that, like I said, they finally got him a receiver and DJ Moore. That moved the needle a little bit, but I feel like AJ Brown was been like the home run, like, yeah, try to stop him now type of signing. You know, like I said, DJ Moore is good, but I feel like AJ Brown was really what y'all needed.
Mm-hmm.
He can run the whole route tree. He can take the top off. He can run a short, the intermediate, breaking tackles. But Devin,
let me say this before you go to Devin. Let me say this before you go to Devin. Keon Coleman gonna have a resurgence this year. I think
he better.
I was gonna say,
he almost got sent to New Orleans.
I mean, this isn't their year. When is it gonna be? It'd be hard if this isn't their year. When's it going to be? Like RC was saying, time is now. The opportunity's there. He got his coach he wanted, just like Lamar Jackson with the Ravens. So you don't have Sean McDermott to throw it back on. The man had 8 seasons with the Bucks, went 98-50, and 8-8 in the postseason. 5 AFC titles. I mean, the man was no slouch as a coach, but who else you going to point the finger at now? It's either going to be your time to shine or your time to be the problem. So either put up or shut up.
Right. Joe Brady, he definitely going to have to come with it. Taking on a playoff team like this, there's no room to have misfires or how things go awry. Like, he got to be on point. For this team to rally behind them, because soon they start. Like, I feel like if they start off slow or the offense not where it need to be, I feel like the ship might go down faster than you think.
Hopefully,
everybody be playing up there like, well, you shouldn't have got real Sherman Dermott. Now look at us now. Like, blah, blah. I ain't want him gone. Now we got Joe Brady putting us in bad. He can't manage the game right. Yeah, it's a lot going into what Buffalo has going on. So Joe Brady definitely gonna have to take control. Adam, what you think?
I mean, you basically said all of my thoughts. It's going to come down to who is Joe Brady, right? We know him as his great offensive mind. We know what he did at LSU. We know what he did. You know what he's been doing with Josh Allen over these last few years. Who is he as a head coach? Now that he's running the show, y'all got Sean McDermott out. People didn't like his hard, rigid style. Didn't smile a whole lot. Wasn't a whole lot of pleasantries. It was like, get to work, do your work, work hard, and get the job done. And they kept coming up short. They wanted more fun in the building. Well, they got fun. They got young and they got fun. Are they going to win, though? Right? Does that produce winning? And that is going to be the question. Maybe he gets the most out of Keon Coleman. I don't know. Maybe that's the solution. But it's going to come down to him. And, Josh Allen is, he's an amazing quarterback. You look at all his numbers, you can't deny it. You can't deny who he is. But this is kind of the same conversation we keep saying about Lamar and everybody else. Yeah, there are reasons like his defense will be a mess up sometimes, and it'll be coaching decisions and other times and bad, clock management, all those things that happen. But, I mean, he's called the best, one of the best for a reason, and he's got to deliver in these moments. So I think there's a lot of ifs with this team, but they have all the makings of making a Super Bowl run. But what are they going to do it? Are we sure Joe Brady is a better coach than Sean McDermott? I think that's a big assumption to make. I'm not saying they shouldn't have made a move, but there's a lot of unprovenness going on here, and it's like you said, Ben. If they get hit in the face, how they're going to respond, right? Mike Tyson always says everybody has a game plan until you get punched in the face. You get punched in the face when you really see who you are. So, we'll see. We'll see.
Yep, it's definitely gonna see, especially with the Buffalo Bills and how they feel like a regime change was needed. So, we brought to you by Bet Us. We got your game. WNBA going on. We have World Cup still happening, Major League Baseball. So you need some cash. Place a bet with Bet Us is where the game begins. All right, before we end the show, we got a little sports trivia. I know we got. I try to tell you, time flies when you get into the topics. I still got 3 other topics. I don't think I'll save them for the next show, but we're gonna go on the scoreboard. See how good y'all know y'all sports trivia. All right, since we talked about the AFC, I got an AFC question. Oh, how do I make this thing appear? Oh, I ain't hit save. That's why. All right. How many Heisman Trophy winners have played for the Jets? Let's start with you, Neil, since you the guest.
Well, we got. I'm trying to think now. Did Fields win the Heisman? No, he didn't. Did he? No. Sanchez didn't win it. I wonder. I don't know if Joe Namath won it or not. Maybe. I'm trying to think here. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna say 2. I'm just guessing.
Okay, 2. That's a good guess. What about you, Devin? How many I won a Heisman?
I know Tim Tebow played, so there's 1. Being the Jets, I'll have to give them 1 more and go with 2.
You said 2?
Yeah.
RC, you racking that brain over there.
It's 2. I believe it's 2. I believe it's 2.
All right, 2. Adam.
I'm trying to think the second one. I want to say, and I don't know if this is true or not because I don't know if he played for them. Did Matt Leinart play for them? He played for the Jets. Someone knows with Arizona. Okay,
he was in Arizona.
I know he went to Arizona, but I thought he went to the Jets for some reason. I honestly can only think of 1.
I'm gonna say 1 too, man. I'm taking my 2 back. Yeah. I don't know who the other one is.
You're gonna rely on Tebow.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, shall I find answers?
I'm trying to think. Is there any running backs that won a Heisman that might have gone there? No. No, I'm going 1.
All right. The answer is 3.
What?
Tim Tebow, Vinny Testaverde.
Wow.
And John Hart. I don't know who that is. Hart?
John Hart.
I don't know who that is.
What
year was that? What year he
John
played?
Harty?
What year
yeah,
he
he's probably like an old guy. Let me see.
Yeah.
One that never got.
He probably is not alive anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I gotta look this guy. I don't even know who he is.
He was in the club with Joe Namath.
Mm-hmm.
Let me. I wish I might bring him up on. Yeah, I'm bringing him up on the screen. Hold on, give me a second.
We would have never got that.
Never,
man.
Y'all should see this. I'm gonna share my screen in a few minutes. I would never got that either.
Vinny Testaverde.
Right.
All right, let me share my screen.
I know he played for the Hurricanes, but I wouldn't have thought Vinny Testaverde. I know Gino Beretta.
All right, y'all see that?
Oh
wow, man.
All right.
Rest in peace, my brother. But I would have never got it.
1964. So he was not on the Jets team because they won in '63, didn't they? Or I'm wrong about that. Maybe I'm not sure.
I think they would call something else.
He was drafted. He was drafted by the Jets by the AFL, so never by the NFL.
Well, the merger.
It's the Jets organization, so it's a technicality. Yeah. So it wasn't NFL.
There he is. Quarterback, Notre Dame. 1964 Heisman Trophy.
He played with Rudy. Okay.
Rudy Tomjanovich?
No, Rudy, the movie. Rudy.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a movie called Rudy. It's a lie. It was a made-up story about a guy that it's a made-up story. It broke my heart when I found out it was a made-up story. I'm like, what? It didn't go like that. It didn't go how they said it went.
Oh man. All right, guys. TikTok, we're gonna have to fight. You keep blocking my screens. I'm gonna have to figure that
Well,
out.
with TikTok, what it is verbiage, it's words, it's certain things you can't say. So if at any time you have to say unalive instead of the other word, it's certain word. It's crazy how social
Okay.
media wants to monitor certain things and let really bad stuff come through. Like
Right.
you can watch anything that you want to watch is bad, but then they try to watch what you say, and it's like
So,
who's
cause soon, like they sent me about 10 minutes to the show. I didn't do it. I don't remember doing anything. They sent me a message talking about you violated live stream something. Do you want to appeal? And I appeal, and they still deny me. I don't know what's going on. I don't have to figure it. Maybe I need a stream for my phone, and I don't know.
man, it's
Figure
like
out another option.
don't worry
So
about it.
if y'all new to the show, like and subscribe, share with family and friends. We appreciate the support. We'll be back next week. I thought I had a guest this week. Well, I did have a guest. Neil, he came in, but I had another guest. I was trying to line her up to come in, but things fell apart. So we're gonna see what's gonna happen next week. Training camp starts soon. You saw Alvin Kamara, he restructured his contract, and everybody was saying Alvin Kamara's out of here. He's leaving. Man, that guy wasn't going nowhere. Mickey Loomis love Alvin Kamara too much.
Hey Swift, I got to tell you a story, man. The only time I've ever been to New Orleans, I went to a Saints game. I went to the only time I went into the Superdome, obviously, but and after the game, me and the buddies went out to some place near there, and they had like it was a bar, but it was like a lot of people. It was more like a bar lounge kind of thing, but they had all the games, like they had the basketball shooting game. And I played against Kamara in that basketball shooting game. He was there, and he was just hanging out by those basketball shooting games. He was just in the back, not really doing anything. I was kind of like eyeing him up, and I went there, and I'm like, "Hey, let's play." And we played. He beat me, and but it was cool, man. Like he was a nice, chill guy. And that was when he was really in his prime, several years ago. So I have an Alvin Kamara story for you right there.
Hey, that's great, man. Alvin Kamara, that's my boy. I actually got his autograph when he was a rookie. I went to the Saints training camp, and I was able to get his autograph, Drew Brees, and Michael Thomas, and Cameron Jordan's autograph, all on the same football. I got it. Well, you can't say I got a green screen though, but I got it over my mantle over here. But it was Alvin Kamara's a chill dude. He always hang around New Orleans and doing things out in public, so that's awesome.
Hey,
all right, guys.
Go to training camp when they came to Millsaps.
Yeah, I remember those days.
Yes, I want to say yes. Remember they had a preseason game at the Jackson Coliseum. Yeah, I went to it. I kept my ticket, but I don't know what happened to it. Got Peyton Manning, he played for a couple of series, and Drew Brees. It was amazing.
I remember.
I remember getting a ticket from Piggly Wiggly. It was buy one get a pick 5. I remember you.
I got Joe Horn's autograph. I got Joe Horn's autograph on the football that year. I went to training camp.
Yeah, dude. 1 year on training camp at the Saints. It was when they was in Millsaps.
Yeah, Deuce was still on the team too.
Yes, I went down the wrong ramp. I was like 11 or 12.
Yeah,
and all the Saints football players.
I was like 9. My dad took.
Yeah, and all the Saints football players were coming up the ramp. I was going down the ramp because I was trying to get to. I don't know where I was heading. I went off down the ramp, and the football players come up the ramp. And I was walking past Will Smith and Charles Grant. And like these dudes are 6'5", 6'4", and I'm like looking up at them, and they looking at me like, "Where this kid going?" I was like, "Oh shoot, I'm in the wrong spot." And I turned back around, started walking back up the ramp with him. I was like, I should have asked for some autographs, but yeah, I got to stand next to Will Smith. He passed away. Well, he didn't get. He got unalive. I think that's what people say. Unalive. I forgot what year it was, but yeah. So. Yeah, it was. I was shocked, man, how big those D linemen were when I was walking past them. I'm like, dang, these dudes are, I'm sure anyway, but these dudes are like giants. So, all right, guys, man, I appreciate the support. Thank y'all for tuning in. TikTok, we're gonna have to talk. I'm gonna have to email y'all something. Shout out to people on Instagram and YouTube. We'll be back next week. Oh, who just sent a comment? Oh, Randy. Hey, Swift, New Orleans going to the top. Tampa Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. We gonna get to that, Randy. I had to bring you on to talk about some Buccaneers. But we're gonna get to the AFC South. But thank y'all guys for tuning in. We'll be back next week. Appreciate the love and support. Oh yeah, hold on before we dip out. Bucked Up did send me a sample box. So RC, I need to come see. They see shaker. Look, you probably want this shaker right here,
that.
so you put your protein shakes in there.
I need that.
And see, they sent me a shirt too.
So they need me to test it. I already got the jingle in the promo. Drink it. About to get booked up. I feel booked up.
So hey, I need to come see you probably sometime. Well, tomorrow Friday. I need to see you sometime next week to give you some of these samples.
Okay.
They sent me a couple of these packs right here. I don't know if y'all can see that, but some pre-workout and all that.
Yeah, I give my honest opinion or review. I will let them know if it's a flag on the play. It gave me indigestion or heartburn or something like that.
Yeah.
Or I couldn't go to sleep for 2 days. I'm gonna tell the truth.
My eyes wide open.
I was bucked up.
Yeah, I was booked up.
So hey, I'm gonna message you sometime next week. Try to link up with you. I'll be seeing you around the area. I just be, I'll be flying, making them deliveries.
Right.
All right, then, guys. Thanks to Bucked Up for the sampler package. Appreciate the love. And until next time, guys, we out of here.
All right, fellas, y'all take care.
Take care, guys.
Oh, that's like a lot out of it.